itself and it doesn't end. So now let's get into these things right here. The sum and product of two rational numbers is rational. All right, well, let's talk about sum. Sum means addition. Product means multiply. So we have two rational numbers, and if we add them together, they're going to be rational. This is the case because let's work backwards from this. There's nothing that we can add together that would give us an irrational number. There's nothing we can add together to give us pi. There's nothing we can add together to give us the square root of 7. There's no rational numbers that we can add together to give us the square root of 7. So that means that if we have a rational number, any of these guys, they are going to be, and we add them together, they're going to be rational. The same works for the product of two rational numbers. So is also going to be a rational number. There's just not a way to get like -5 times -5 to be a non-perfect square root or to be pi. There's no two things we can multiply together to get a non-perfect square root or pi or e. So that is the explanation behind that. If you have, now the next one is interesting. Sum of a rational and irrational is irrational. This is sum. Notice they left out product. That's because this does not apply here. So the sum of a rational and an irrational number is irrational. Let's talk about that. If I added 2 plus pi, I would have 2 plus 3.1415 ... That never repeats and it never ends, making it an irrational number. So I would have 5.1415 ... and that is irrational. So if I'm adding a rational number, that's this guy, and an irrational number, I'm getting out an irrational number. Same with if I did 2 plus root 7. That's all I can do that, 2 plus root 7. If I did the math on that to find the square root of 7, it's like 2.65. So this would be something like 2 plus 2.6457 ... It goes on forever and repeats. So then I have E equals 4.6457 ... So if you're adding if you're adding a rational and an irrational number together, you're going to get an irrational. There's just no way to add a rational and an irrational to get a rational number. Notice that they left out multiplication, and that is because if I multiply, let's see, square root of 10 is a non-perfect square root, and so that is an irrational number. If I multiply the square root of 10 times the square root of 10, I get the square root of 100, which is a perfect square. So you'll see that I did irrational times irrational to get me a rational number. So that way, rational. So that's why they left out multiplication there, because that would not be true for this statement. So hopefully you found this helpful. If you have any questions, let your teachers know. Otherwise, we will see you next time.